Hello everybody, welcome to another video here. So it's been 7 years, which is absolutely crazy. Man, I remember when I first started my dreads, God, I wish I had, I don't think I have any pictures of like when I was first starting, but my hair was really short and I remember thinking like, man, there's no freaking way my hair will ever look the way I want it to or whatever. Because at the time I was like really looking up to people in the dreadlock community, but like specifically kind of like weirdly towards like metal bands. So people like Brian Fair from Shadows Fall, or the singer from In Flames. I mean, there are numerous people. So like when I first started my dreads, it was kind of for superficial reasons, but you know, I've grown to look at them differently, and they mean something totally differently to me now than just aesthetics. Yeah, as you can see, they're kind of piled up. And of course I'll take them down so you guys can see. This is my cat Mo, by the way, or Moses Sebastian Antonio Gonzalez Gutierrez III for long. He's a little camera shy. So yeah, let's take these bad boys down. I may have to scoot back a bit so you guys can see. But yeah, let's do this. Yeah. Man. Alright, so here, I'll kind of do one of these. There we go. Man, 7 years. That's crazy. This might be a little bit of a longer video just because this is my yearly update. When your hair gets this long, it doesn't really do a whole lot of good to post videos, you know, monthly or whatever, just because the difference each month is not noticeable. But yep, this is them after 7 years. I guess we'll get into like a couple things. We'll do how I got them started, how I take care of them, and maybe commonly asked questions at the end. Okay, so how I started them. It's kind of a trick question because I actually didn't do anything. That's the whole point. These are neglect dreadlocks, which means you just kind of let nature take its course and they will form on their own. I know that sounds weird. You obviously should wash your hair, of course. A healthy scalp will lead to healthy hair, whether it's dreaded or not. But other than that, don't brush it, don't use conditioner, but still keep your scalp and hair healthy. And yeah, one day it'll look like this. Make sure you separate if you want them to, you know, sort of be, well, it depends on what you want, I guess. But unless you're wanting like one gigantic dreadlock, which I mean, if you do, that's cool, but I feel like most people don't, then you should probably separate. So nowadays, I don't really do a whole lot of separating, only because they're just so long and heavy that they don't really congo together too much. What you will find is, you know, little baby ones like this will kind of combine with others, and you can kind of see that a little bit. I don't really know. Yeah, like right there. Those are the only times when I have to actually separate. But yeah, just be patient, don't even think about them. Make sure you're okay with people giving you dirty looks, because that's what's going to happen a lot, especially towards the beginning. And yeah, just let them do their thing. In terms of washing, so you want to make sure you take care of your scalp, like I mentioned before. Different shampoos work for different people. If you have like a dry scalp, you may want to use a moisturizing shampoo that will sort of treat that. So maybe like a Head and Shoulders or something like that. I know a lot of people are against using like traditional shampoos because of residue. I've never like really had a problem with that. Just, you know, use what works for you. I don't think it's fair to say absolutely never use this one thing because it may work for different people. I mean, there are certain exceptions. Like I don't recommend anybody use beeswax or anything like that because that's a whole different story. But in terms of like shampoos, I feel like unless it's got a harmful chemical in it that would hurt your hair, dreaded or not, then that's bad. But like a Head and Shoulders, I feel like it's fine. A lot of people use baking soda and vinegar. That's totally great too. There are a bunch of like weird nature-y concoctions that a lot of people make up. I don't know the validity of all of them. I know I have used baking soda and vinegar before and they worked fine. I just, sometimes my scalp gets irritated, so I feel like Head and Shoulders is good for me. Use what's best for you. It may take you a really long time to find the best shampoo for you. Okay, commonly asked questions. You already know 7 years. This is 7 years worth of length. You know how I started it. You know how I wash them. Some people are weird. They're like, they don't realize that this is like kind of a permanent thing. I mean, permanent in terms of I don't wake up every morning and make them. Sometimes people ask me that. They don't smell badly. I mean, unless I like do something that I don't know why there's this misconception that dreads smell badly. If I let them stay wet for a really long time, yeah, they'll smell badly, but as long as you dry them off properly and make sure you kind of, sit in the sun, or I don't know, like there are a bunch of different things you can do to make sure that your hair doesn't smell bad. But again, it's kind of the same thing with dreaded versus not dreaded hair. If you roll around in dirt, your hair's gonna smell bad. So just use the same logic. Yeah, they're kind of heavy. They're getting heavy. Not to the point of like giving me headaches or anything like that. And most of the time I actually have them like, tied back like that. And it's fine. Another thing people ask me is like, when are you gonna cut your hair? I don't plan on it. I know, opinions can change or something can happen that makes my view on it different, but if I continue with the same mindset now, no, I don't plan on cutting my hair. And yes, that means maybe it'll get down to the floor. I guess, how about this? When my hair gets longer than the length of my body, then I'll trim it to where it's like, so I'm not stepping on it, basically. Yeah, and I think when doing this kind of thing, like a lot of things, having motivation and inspiration from others is really, really helpful. One person that I really look up to is LazyDreads, and he's a YouTuber. He makes dreadlock related videos. I'll link to him in the description. There's a guy named Soaring Eagle who's really awesome. He has a website totally devoted to dreadlocks, and it's kind of like a community of people, talking about dreadlock related topics to kind of help one another. So that guy's really awesome. I'll link to him too. Also, Knotlocks, he is awesome. He is doing his dreads right now, actually neglect the way I did. His are a lot shorter than mine. I think his are like maybe down to here or so, but he's really awesome. He gives dread shout outs to a bunch of celebrities and things like that, so really cool guy. And then I guess the final topic, I know we're running a little long here, but just stick with me. It's a year anniversary thing, so it's kind of a momentous occasion. Why I have dreadlocks, or why I continue to have dreadlocks. So yeah, like I said, when I first started, I got them for superficial reasons. I thought they looked cool, which, there's no malicious intent with that, but it's kind of a basic way to look at it. But now, like, they've helped me a lot. Basically, like, I'm an impatient person, and I feel like having these has taught me patience. I mean, look at this. Like, looking at these after 7 years, I'm like, okay, if you're patient, maybe good things can happen. And this is like a visual representation of that. There are a lot of things in life where if you're patient, it'll work out, but it's hard to like have a visual representation. This is like physical proof that patience pays off. So that's really cool. Also, like, I know I've mentioned this before, maybe in other dreadlock videos, but like, it's kind of cool to have something to look after, but it's not like a human, but like you still have to do stuff and you watch them grow. So it's like that parental necessity I'm getting out of my system without actually having to deal with a child or a human. So that's really awesome. But also, like, I don't know, it's a visual representation of my environment as well. Like, you can see, I know it's hard to tell on the video, but you can see like I don't know, there's like stuff sometimes that gets caught in them, and you can see like hair from other people. I know that's weird, but like, like things from the environment, and it's kind of, again, a visual representation of my environment. But also you can tell like color changing as well. And one thing that's really cool is like if you've had them for a really, really long time, obviously, like, when you get older, your hair gets gray. Well, you can kind of tell, like, the gradual progression of the colors from, dark, young, colored hair to old, gray hair. And I think that's really cool, too. So it's just, like, a way of having, like, it's like a visual timeline, but, like, on me at all times. It's really cool. And finally, like, I feel like I'm a kind of different person, and I don't mean to sound like pretentious when I say that or whatever, like, ooh, I'm different and artsy. It's not like that, but it's just like I don't know, like I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of times like I feel like I think differently than them. And again, visual representation that I'm different. So there's a lot of reasons to have them, and I'm so glad that it's not superficial anymore. But again, if you have them just because you think they look cool, that's awesome. I'm not, you know, disparaging or, you know, putting you down or anything. But just like personally for me, I'm glad that I have them for different reasons now. I'm glad they finally look like dreadlocks. Towards the earlier stages, man, it's rough, especially when you're doing neglect. They just kind of look like dirty, knotted hair, but like matte, I don't know. Oh, let me do a quick spin around so you can see the back. Hopefully. Yes, okay. So that has been my 7 years. Here's to another 7 years, and like I said, I'm not going to be posting videos every month because you're not going to be able to tell the difference, but I'll see you in another year, hopefully, unless I die, or unless I cut my dreads off, which like I said, I highly doubt it. But, yep, this is them. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you have any dreadlock related questions, add me on the social medias. I will post those in the description as well. Yeah, I know, like, starting out, there are a lot of questions people can have, so feel free to ask me. I feel like I've developed a wealth of knowledge just grabbing from places off the internet. So yeah, add me on whatever, follow me on all the social medias, subscribe on here, and yeah, take care, guys. Thank you for watching.